Proper food storage is crucial when you're backpacking, not only to protect you and your food, but also to protect the animals. Here's the deal on food handling in the backcountry. So when we talk about food storage, we often think of bears getting into our food, but it's not just bears you need to worry about. Animals, foxes, and other critters can get into your food. And if they become reliant on human food, then they're likely to become aggressive and they have to be killed. Since you are sharing their habitat, it's important that we're respectful of the wildlife. Check the regulations wherever you're going backpacking, because certain popular areas are going to have their own form of food storage that they want you to use. And that could be bear boxes or lockers, or it could be some sort of established hanging option. If where you're going doesn't have something like that, then you'll need to find your own way to store your food. And the two main things that I'm going to talk about today are bear canisters and sacks, or hanging your food. And remember, when we talk about storing food, it's not just food, it's anything that smells. So that could be toothpaste or sunscreen or things like that. All right, first we're gonna talk about canisters, so we're gonna go away from camp. Regardless of how you choose to store your food, you'll need to be at least 100 feet away from your camp. This is so that if animals are attracted to where you're storing your food, they're not then in turn attracted to you back at camp. This is a bear canister. This is probably the easiest and most effective way for storing your food, but it's also a bulky and heavy option. The way it'll work is you'll put your food and smelly things inside, seal it up, and then bears and other animals won't be able to open it to get to it. These aren't waterproof and they aren't shatterproof, so store them away from cliffs or water. Also, when you store it, you don't want to put it against a rock like this one behind me, because an animal can pick it up and try and smash it. You'll store it upside down like this, so that no animals can chew through the lid. These come in a bunch of different sizes and styles. If you're going to a place that requires a bear canister, as many do, you can also look and see if you're able to rent them. This is a bear-proof bag, which is very similar to how it works to a canister. The main downside of a bear-proof bag is that animals can crush your food. They are a lot lighter, but if you don't use them properly, they can crush your food, and a lot of parks still won't allow you to use these as a food storage option. So if you decide to do the bear hang, what you'll need are trees that are at least 20 feet apart, and then about 100 feet of cord, a small bag of rocks, and a carabiner, and of course your food bag. We didn't make you watch this, but this took me a really long time. While a bear hang is a pretty lightweight option, and in the past was something that we used really commonly, there are a lot better options now with canisters and with bear-proof bags. So what I've done is I've tied one end of my cord to one of the lower branches on this tree, and then the other end to that bag of rocks, and I've tossed that bag of rocks over a branch here that's 15 feet high, and then taken that same bag of rocks over to here and tossed it over a branch here. And then from these two trees, I've about guesstimated, once I pull on that cord and hoist the bag up, where the middle will be. And then I'm going to hoist up this bag of food to get it off the ground. I've hung some pretty bad bear bags in the past, and it's important to do this correctly, because if you don't hang your food bag high enough, animals can still get to it, and you can even hang it at a spot where it's easier for them to get to. So let's go ahead and hoist it up and see. So once you have your bear bag hanging up there, you need it to be at least 5 feet away from either trunk of the trees and at least 15 feet off the ground. Animals can climb up trees and then jump out to your food bag if it isn't far enough away from a tree. And obviously if you hang it too close to the ground, it's just gonna be right at their eye level. So now that I have that at a good spot, I'm gonna go ahead and tie it off. If you choose to use a bear hang, it's a good idea to practice before you get out on trail. That way you're not doing it for the first time after a long day of hiking. We at REI recommend using a bear canister or a bear-proof bag, and I, as a backpacker, think it's the better option. Check regulations wherever you're going, as certain areas are going to have their own guidelines for how to store your food, and talk to a ranger if you want. Oh, and for more videos, be sure to subscribe. If you want more info on how to go backpacking in bear country, check out this video here. I'm going to go for a swim.